Hey-ho! So, as you can see, we already have a Flutterby dragon in our game, but we are just about to finish off the round 4 of the boss challenge event and get a second one. So, to be honest with you, I've not been logging in too frequently for the boss challenge. Like, I pretty much didn't log in for a whole 2 days because I knew that we were going to get a second Flutterby anyway. We do get an extra divine ticket, but we do unlock a second Flutterby dragon, because why the heck not? The boss challenge is going to be ending very soon, and you can continue with the boss challenge past round 4, and you will get 20 divine tickets for finishing the round. I just did not care enough to do so personally, but as you know, if you have the chance to get bonus divine tickets, you really should get as many as you can, because, you know, even a singular divine ticket like the one that we just got, that could be 120 pieces for Poseidon. So if you are truly desperate for, you know, as many divines as you can get, then realistically you should be trying to get all of the divine tickets that you can possibly ever get. But you know, we've got our Flutterby, Fluttershy. Okay, that's going in a direction I was not planning. And we do also have our third Aries dragon as well. So, don't we have a habitat for him? Yeah, we do. Why are you asking me to put him in the Dragon Vault if we have an open habitat space, game? Gosh darn it. I mean, I don't know what to do with this amount of legendaries just coming out of the... I don't know, seeping out of the cracks in my walls, apparently. Like, I remember the first time I ever got a legendary, I was like, oh my god, that's so amazing, that's so rare. And now I'm like, oh look, it's our 17th Aries dragon. But you know, like I've said before, it is cool to have duplicates of legendaries in particular. And plus, legendaries are also really good for Ascension, so, you know, if we want to do that, we definitely can. Speaking of Ascension, we did ascend one of our dragons. We got 5 materials. Whoa, game, you are too kind to me. So what do you think? You think we should ascend him? Yeah, whatever. Whatever, we'll send him anyway. We've leveled him up. At least we've leveled him up into his adult form this time and then sent him off instead. Because I do feel pretty bad when they're just babies and then it's like, yep, go handle yourself in the big wide world, baby. Go deal with it. It does feel pretty bad, to be honest with you. We are also about to get the Cherry Blossom Dragon as the Dragon of the Week, don't forget. And you really want to be trying to go for that Dragon of the Week before the Heaven and Hades event on the 22nd. So, if you are desperate for a Cherry Blossom Dragon, then remember to do that. But, you know, at the moment in DML, it's feeling pretty sad because we don't have VIP active. Again, I'm still waiting for the gem spending event to start up, which it's not too long now until it actually begins. So, you know, I'm just gonna keep holding on. We'll spend our gems then. Because say you're looking to unlock the final elements on your legendary or divine dragons that you have on your team. Say you're trying to re-add VIP, say you're upgrading your portal. I would highly recommend that you wait for the gem spending event and just spend it all at once. Because if you're ever gonna spend gems, always try and spend them during gem spending events. Because it's one of those things that I've talked about before where it's like little things that will help you out quite a bit. Because imagine if instead of just spending all of your gems at, you know, random intervals on random days, imagine if you'd spent all of them during specific time periods, during, like, gem spending events. Imagine how many more extra gems, or maybe even a new dragon you might have. Although, to be honest, most gem spending events do end up having people that spend, like, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So if you're someone that just, you know, tries to be really casual with their spending in the game, or say you just hoard gems for months and then spend them all at once, you're probably not going to even beat anyone in those leaderboard events. I hate even calling them leaderboard events, they're just pay-to-win events. But, you know, just try and save it up. I know it's tough. I've wanted to re-enable my VIP for like a week now. It is getting sad not seeing all that bonus food, bonus gold going in every fight I do. But we gotta hold on. At least we've got the really cheap clam subscription, which is gonna keep us going for like 2 months at least of DML. Close to 3 months of VIP going. I mean, come on, I'm willing to pay like £2.50 for 3 months of VIP. It's not a bad deal at all. It's a pretty good one. However, most of the other ones are awful. But I really do wonder how much I have spent on this game by this point. Because I think over the last year, I've spent less than I've spent on the game in like half a year before. Which is kind of concerning. Kind of concerning. But, you know, there's no real way to check the exact amounts that you spend, and I think that's intentional as well, because, I mean, if they make it so that you can't know the exact amount that you have spent, then, you know, it's not going to feel as bad, right? Whereas if the number was permanently ingrained onto your screen, like, I don't know, Fernandez has spent £2,500 on DML, he'd probably feel pretty bad about it. Maybe it'd put things into perspective a little bit then. It's like, oh, well, I've only ever spent a max of £50 before on hobbies like reading, and I enjoy reading a lot. It's like, oh, maybe I should not do this anymore. Nah. Just hide the stats. It's easy that way. It's sad but true. It's like when you say to people, are you sure you're not spending too much time doing X thing? And then they're like, no, of course I'm not. And then they go ahead and work out how many hours a day they spend doing it, like actually doing the thing, and it's like, I only spend 10 hours a day doing it. It's like, yeah, that's probably a bit much. Obviously it depends on what it is. If whatever your hobby or thing is part of, like, work or something else that's important, then, you know, it makes sense why you'd be spending so much time doing it. But I'm talking about, like, say you're someone that has a 9-to-5 job and you have to go and pick up the kids from daycare after your job, and then you go home and, I don't know, you enjoy crocheting. And say you spend way too much time crocheting to the point where it ruins your family life. You stop waking up in time to go to work because you're so busy crocheting. I don't know if this has ever happened, because crocheting in particular seems a very odd thing to focus on, but surely it must happen at some point, right? I can believe it. I can believe anything. It's like what they say, you can find images of anything you want on the internet. You can find someone that has ruined their life by doing something stupid. I mean, there are people that are like professional tea tasters and things like that. And don't get me wrong, they do a very good job. Can you imagine what it would be like if we lived in a world where all of our tea tasted like hot garbage because people weren't testing it out for us? I appreciate the tea testers of the world, but it is a pretty ridiculous job title. But a necessary evil nonetheless. It's like how there's a new type of Pringles that came out. And they're like rice Pringles, and they have these weird flavors like hoisin duck, what is it, tikka masala, and some other Asian-inspired flavor. I just think someone had to taste those, probably for so many weeks and months on end, to perfect the recipe. I don't know how they do it. Wouldn't you get sick of it? I know that they get a large number of testers overall to decide, but there's normally like 1 or 2 people that are like... They're sort of like university graduate level testers or tasters. I don't know, it seems weird since tasting is all personal preference, but I guess it's sort of like reviewing movies. How even though it is all opinion based, you can to a certain degree sort of judge it and then go, these are the criteria for making a good crisp, and then judge it on that. But what if you just hate the flavour, but it's just a well-made crisp? Does that mean you'd sell it on the market? Probably not. I don't know. I'm not gonna say that I am the most proficient individual when it comes to Pringles tasting at professional level. But if you didn't know that that job title existed, well, now you do. But anyway, guys, for now, I think I'm gonna skedaddly. So, I'm not sure if we're gonna hatch this Flutterby dragon. I think we might save it for any hatching events that end up coming up. It's like the same reason that I'm keeping some of these old dragons like Fenrir. We've got multiple sunsets and blazebirds because, you know, keeping epics just for those hatching events is probably going to help us out quite a lot in the future. I think we still have a skeleton dragon in here somewhere. I don't know where he is. Maybe I did hatch him actually. So we don't have any legendaries really left in our inventory, which kind of sucks. But I've got tons on my Android account, so I guess it doesn't matter at the end of the day. But I'm gonna keep hoarding everything, hoarding gems, hoarding dragons, and hopefully we can win some sort of event, or some added bonuses anyway. But regardless, I'm gonna go, so thank you for joining me, and until next time, I'll see you then.